Buddy, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Randa, and today we are going to be doing our weekly Flosstube episode. This is Flosstube number 7. I know for a literal fact I'm going to lose track of that at some point, but as of right now, we're at 7, okay? So, I have been alluding to this all week, that this is probably going to be a bigger video than normal. We'll see how fast I go through it. We'll see. But whether I go through it quickly or not, there is a lot to show you and a lot to talk about. I do have notes. I am organized. But other than the fact that I wrote down notes, I'm a hot mess express today. That's why I look like a hot mess express today. That's why you see my computer in the background, because I just found out that all of the assignments that I've uploaded so far for my photography class do not count. I have to redo them all. So, it's only 4 assignments. So 4 including the assignment that I need to do this week. So 1 I haven't done yet and 3 that I need to redo. I would like to get them all done today, but I have therapy at 1, so we'll see. And it is about 9 a.m. And I need my camera because it's a photography class, but I haven't used my camera in like, I don't know, a year. And so all of my batteries are dead. I have 3 batteries for my camera, all of them dead. So 2 are charging at the moment. And I kind of have to, I don't really have a choice except for waiting for them to charge. I can't take photos with my phone for this class. It has to be on a camera, so I don't even have my camera here to show you, do I? It's over somewhere. Oh, it's right here. This is my camera. This is what I have to use. I have to use it's called a DSLR. If you know anything about cameras, you know what that is. It's a more professional camera, and I have to use this for class. I can't just take pictures with my phone and call it good enough. So, unfortunately, I gotta wait for that to charge, but in case you're curious, this is a Nikon D3500. This is what I use for videos, photos, anything of the sorts. And the batteries are charging. So, that's that. We're gonna get it done, and it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be so fine. Don't worry about it. Everything's gonna be fine today. Let's move back to stitching, okay? Back to the happier things in life, okay? Let's talk about stitching, because this is a big, big thing for me, okay? And I am very excited about it. Are you ready? I have my first finish. I know, right? I know you're all screaming on the other side of the camera with me, okay? I know. Okay, I can hear you. Thank you. Oh my God, I'm so excited. It is my very first cross-stitch finish. I finished afternoon nap. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. Yes, everybody. Yeah, I know, right? I know. It took me a month and a half, approximately. And it's not only finished, but it is now fully finished, okay? Because I had set myself, if you were here last week, I had set myself, if you weren't here last week and you're new, hi, welcome to the shit show. But if you aren't new and you saw last week, I set myself, I was trying to think of the words, I set myself a lofty goal. And I had said that it was a lofty goal and that I might not reach it, that I wanted to finish afternoon nap by this video. I kind of thought I was going to be racing to the finish, because when I left you guys last, I still had over 2.5 rows left to do. I finished it with ample time to spare. I went freaking gangbusters on that thing, okay? And I finished it in a matter of days after that. I think I finished it on Friday. I filmed that video on Wednesday. I'm pretty sure I finished it on Friday. Yeah, I know, right? My boyfriend was standing in the room when I finished it, and I was like, it was to the point where it was like, I've got 2 sections left. I've got 1 section left. I've got 1 color left. I have 1 more stitch. And he came over, he was very excited. He came over and he stood over me and he watched me put in the 1 stitch, the very last stitch on this piece. So that was very cool. That he was just as excited about it. And so then that weekend I went and got a frame and framed it myself. So, I guess without further ado, I'll show you. Here's what my finish of the glare though. Here's what my finish of afternoon nap looks like. Sorry for the glare, trying to not. Isn't it amazing? It is not perfect by any stretch of the imagination. You can't really tell in camera, but if you look really closely in person, yeah, you can't tell on camera. It is wrinkled, because speaking of that, I forgot something. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Anyway, like I was saying, if you look really closely in person, you can see that it is wrinkled because I don't own an iron. It looks fine in the frame, so I just left it, but let me fix the way that I phrased that sentence, is that I didn't have an iron yet. I have an iron now. Do you want to see this thing? Because it is the best thing that I have ever purchased in my whole life, okay? And here's why. Let me take the cord out. It fits in the palm of my... Granted, I have big hands, okay? But it fits in the palm of my hand. Look how cute it is! Come the F on with that! And look, the front looks like smiley face. Look at that. Come the F on with that, okay? This one's $10 on Amazon. Come the F on with that. Yeah, I was like, I knew it was small. I knew it was miniature because they had pictures of it in the listing of them like putting it in their purse and stuff. Like, I knew it was small. But when it showed up, I went, yeah, look at how cute it is! It's so small! And I showed this to my boyfriend and he was like, babe, what the fuck is that? Like, it's a tiny iron, what do you mean? So it has a cord that plugs into it, and then it plugs into the wall, and you have your little on and off switch, and then you iron things. Look at how cute! It's specifically called a craft iron. It's made for arts and crafts, so yeah, I thought this would be perfect for ironing out my cross-stitch pieces when I'm done. And I was like, babe, I'll iron your shirts with my new iron like a good housewife, you know? And he was like, yeah, it's going to take you all day to iron one shirt with that thing. I was like, no. I got you. Anyway, that's my miniature iron. Come on. How freaking cute is that? Tell me you don't love it. Tell me you don't love it. Come on. I love it. I love it. So, but I'm not taking this out of the frame. So, it's fine just the way it is. It's also not perfect because I got really sick of I got sick of backstitch life up here. And so the backstitch is pretty much completely random. That I did not follow the chart. I just went with what I thought looked good. But I think it looks good. I think it looks okay. You can see there's my balcony. Anyway, trying to not. There we go. That's better. But isn't it cool? I got this frame. This is just a 5x7 frame because this finished piece was 5x7. It was super easy. This is a 5x7 frame. I got it at Walmart. It doesn't say on here, but it was like a whole $6. It was perfect. And it's really cute also. It's got this giant scooped, like white rustic looking frame. I really like it. And all I did, kind of tempted to take it out and show you, but I also really don't want to take it out of the frame. I cut all the way to so I cut the fabric off, leaving like maybe a square or two left on the end. And then literally just like placed it in there and put the back on. So you can see if you look super closely, do you see like the edge of the fabric in there? Yeah. But it looks good. Like, I ain't mad at that. Like, I don't need my finishes to be perfect. And so, like, it's not perfect. It's a little wrinkly in there, but, like, I don't need it to be perfect. I think it looks good just like this. So, and it lives on my nightstand. I'll show you a picture right here of where it lives. This is my nightstand next to my side of the bed. And I have a little pumpkin out for decoration. And you can see my my charging stand. Like, this is my nightstand. And it just lives there. and I think it looks really good. And I might move it at some point, but for now I think it looks really good and I like it. And come the F on. Yeah, I'm really excited about this. My very first ever cross stitch finish. Yeah, my very first finish. And how much do I have in stash? Like 20? I don't even know. I'm obsessed. Okay, I'm obsessed. All of my free money goes to cross stitch. I love it. Yeah, I guess that's kind of all there is to say about it. For the last time, this was stitched on an 18 count Aida. It was stitched 2/1, and it is a full coverage piece. I got it from Walmart. It was like $4 or $5 at Walmart. It was from a company called Busilla, and the piece is called Afternoon Nap. For the last time, I'll give you those specs. Yeah. My God, I forgot something else. I knew I was forgetting stuff. Hold on. Okay, I just got up and realized that I had even more that I forgot to show you, so I grabbed those as well. So we're adding more to the list as we go. But anyway, that's that. I love it. I think it's awesome. I would love to know, simply because I truly don't understand why you pay $80, $90 to get something framed. Because I framed this myself. It took me about 5 seconds. I want to know if it has something to do with like the matting, if there's some reason why you would pay $90 for somebody to frame it when you could buy a frame at a store and stick it in a frame. There must be something that I'm missing, because there is a reason why people pay that much to have stuff framed. So please enlighten me, because I am very uninformed on that subject. If there's a reason that I need to be saving up $80 to get everything framed, let me know, but this is perfect. I will frame everything myself, as far as I'm concerned. So, that's Afternoon Nap. This is not the last time you'll be seeing it, probably, but just, you know, but, like, get a good look, because it's done. Yeah. Okay, my very first piece was a full coverage. Yeah, I really took a leap on that. Anyway, so next, I wanted to talk to you guys briefly about my Floss Buddy situation. So, sorry, you can see all the floss for my current project. My Floss Buddy is still missing its pockets right there. This is still the one that my dog chewed up. And, I told you last time that I ordered a new one. That is shipped, it's on its way, it'll be here soon. And then I messaged her the other day just out of curiosity. I was like, so I want to talk to you a little bit about sending you a fabric and seeing whatever. Like I talked to you guys about in the last video, I wanted to do that. And so I reached out to her and started talking to her about that. And she was explaining, it's like, try to see if you can find a fabric here that I like, or that you like, because it, you know, she lives in the UK and it's impossible to send stuff to her and whatever. And I was searching and couldn't really find a fabric that spoke to me. And then I had the idea. I was like, look, I'm sad at the idea that I'm losing it because of this fabric. I sent her a picture of this and I said, can you just, you know, you've gotten this fabric before, can you get that same fabric and we do it that way? We do a custom that way, because I want this fabric back. And she went, oh, I still have some of that fabric. I can absolutely make you one. So guess what I ordered? Yeah, I ordered one identical to this. Identical down to the brown felt on it. Identical. And she said, keep it away from your dog. I said, yes, ma'am. So now I have 2 of them on the way. They have both shipped. Okay, they are both on their way. They'll be here in a few weeks. So now I will have 2 Floss Buddies. 2, like, non-chewed up Floss Buddies, okay, because I'm obsessed. I will still keep this one, probably either for an emergency or for, like, if I get my sister into cross stitch and want to give it to her or something to keep her flossing. I don't know, but I will be keeping this, but then I'll have 2 working ones. So I'll use one at a time for all my normal projects, and then when I am working on my Hades, I will have 2 projects going at once. The Hate is the only exception to my monogamous stitchery, okay? I can only stitch one thing at a time. So, the Hate is the only exception because I can't imagine stitching exclusively on the same thing for like 6 months to a year. I can't imagine it. So, we're going to do 2 at once, but it'll be fine. So I'll be mainly focusing on the Hate, but then when I need a break working on something else, I'll probably have something really small kitted up into the other one, just like a break. But yeah, I have another one in this fabric coming, so I'm not losing this fabric. How exciting is that? Anyway, that's that update. So 2 Floss Buddies are on the way, and then I'll show you my new start. We've talked about the fact that this was going to be my next project. This is Nora Corbett's Raven. This is part of her Bewitching Pixies series. See if I can get you a closer look. And she pretty. I love her. Yeah. So, I have the pattern and all the called for flosses. The only thing that I don't have is the beads. I did not purchase the beads with it. I have it in a Q-snap. Because it's not actually a Q-snap, it's the Yarnology knockoff of a Q-snap. They call it a lap frame. I got it at Hobby Lobby, but it works really well for this. I really like it. So, here's where I am. Yeah, quite the start, right? This is one of my newer needle minders from Galloway's Gallery, the little witchy cat. I love him with my needle on it. This is on 32 count milk chocolate linen by Witchelt, I believe. Now I need to double check that, but I'm almost positive that it's Witchelt. Yeah, I jumped from 18 count Aida to 32 count linen. I've never worked on linen before. Never stitched on linen before. Had to figure it out because, yeah. So I had to teach myself how to stitch on linen, which was it was a good few hours of like solidly stitching before I really got used to it. I feel like I'm doing good now, but it took a minute. It took a minute for me to get used to it. This fabric is quite large, so there's a lot of excess back here, and that gets in my way a little bit, but like it's fine. I could get a grind guard if I wanted to sort of tuck that fabric away, so we'll see. But for now, this works fine. It does fit in my Floss Buddy. I think this is an 8x8 or a 6x6. I wish I knew which one, but I really don't. I would need to pull out my measuring tape, and I don't feel like it. Maybe someday. But it does fit in my Floss Buddy, which is nice. So if I need to, I can shove it in there, but for the most part, I don't, just because I don't want to. It tightly fits in there, so I don't want to, like, ruin anything. But I started right in the middle, so you can see, if you can kind of see the comparison, I started, like, right in the middle of her waist, and I'm working down. So you can see, I started like right here. So you can see the bottom of her hand, and we've gotten to like right around there somewhere. So here's her arm, and then the middle of her dress. You see? You see. Since I do not have beads, I am doing, I don't know if you can see them very well, I'm doing French knots instead. I pulled some floss. I looked at the beads on 1-2-3 Stitch and just pulled floss that I had from my stash. So they're Mill Hill beads. So one of them, it looks brown on the website, but all the reviews say it's like a dark red. So I pulled out this dark red. And they don't, you know what, the colors don't have to perfectly match the bead color. It's going to be fine. Then another one was like a really kind of light lilac purple. So I pulled this one from stash. This was from that box of, do you remember when I showed you guys that box of floss that I got from Walmart? Just like random ass floss that's used for like making friendship bracelets or whatever. Yeah, that's what this is. It works really well. And then for the last bead, I didn't have a color that fit it really well, except for one of the colors that was in the kit, which was 154, which is this really dark purple, and that works really well. So I've been using that and doing French knots instead of beads. So not only am I teaching myself how to work on 32 count linen, I also taught myself how to do French knots. They're not as bad as everybody says they are, but they can be a little bit of a pain in the butt. They really can be, but they're not as bad as everybody says they are. I am happy to do that to replace beads if it means it can save me the money on the beads, because once you have, even though bead packs are only like $1 or $2 each for the pack of beads, if you have multiple of those in, you know, they add up really quickly if you have a lot of bead packs in one kit. So I might do the beads if, like, for this one there were only 3 beads. Like, I might just do that next time. But for like some of the ones that have like 10 plus different beads in it, I don't know. I would probably just do French knots instead. But that's what I'm doing here. So you'll see there's some French knots down here, and then there's some French knots coming down into the middle of her dress. They look okay. Like, they're not, I wouldn't say French knots are my favorite thing in the world, but they work well for this. So, yeah, it's going pretty good. I love the colors in this. I think it's coming along really well. I think it's stitching up really beautifully. Yeah, I'm excited. I didn't realize why people complain so much about doing fractional stitches on Ada until I did this and went, oh, there's a hole in the middle. I was like, what is so bad about piercing it? There's nothing bad about piercing the Ada, but this is easier for sure. And it was kind of like a, oh my God, I don't have to like stab my needle through there. There's already a hole. Hello to my PJ pants, by the way. Yeah, you're getting Randa in her full form today. Sorry. But yeah, isn't that cool? So this is Raven. This will be worked on until she's complete. Honestly, this has been since, I think I finished kitting this up and started working on it on Saturday. So this is, what is that? 4 days of progress? 5 days of progress? This will be done fairly quickly. And then I'll talk about plans for what I'm going to do after this at the end. So that is my now current whip. How fun, right? Yeah, how fun. And then, and I showed you all the colors for it. There's really not a lot of colors in this. I told my boyfriend, it's like, it looks so funny to have, I think this is 13 colors in a 45 pocket Floss Buddy, but whatever, it's fine. And then, yeah, I still have my embroidery scissors and like all that normal stuff still in there. And then I just keep the pattern in this that it came in for protection. So I like that a lot. Then, let's see. All right, I guess let's go to talking about some purchases. So, where did they go? Oh, dang. You guys have seen pictures of this, but you haven't seen the actual thing. I received my minders from Galloway's Gallery. Yeah. Very excited. They're all very cute. This was the first one I got. Little foxy guy. I got him to go with my fox cross stitch, and Mama C is sending me some more, so I get to, I have a fox cover minder, and then she was going to send me a fox needle minder as well. Yeah, very fun. So I get to switch it out. But I thought that he was super cute. 10 out of 10. All of these are for, oh no, Galloway's Gallery. These are from Mad for Minders. My bad. Also an Etsy shop, but it's Mad for Minders. I thought he was cute. And then this one I got with no intention of what I was going to use it for. Just wanted it because I couldn't help myself. Cat in a Box. Yeah. Yeah. Come on. He's awesome. I don't know what I'm going to use him for, but he's awesome. And then last but not least, my little witchy cat, which I don't have an exact project in mind for that, but it's Halloween themed, and I have so many Halloween kits. It's like, I'll use it for something. Yeah, so those are the needle minders that showed up in the mail. I love them. I love this. Mad for Minders is a really great place as well to get needle minders, along with Galloway's Gallery. I love Galloway's Gallery. Anyway, so that's that. Let's move on to probably the biggest portion of this, which is purchases that I have received in the mail in the past week. Listen, I have a whole pile in front of me here, okay? So, as you guys saw on my Instagram story, Witchcraft came in the mail. Yeah. Let me me show you. So I got this pattern off of Etsy. This is by the Witchy Stitcher. Witchy Stitcher. It's called Witchcrafts, and how effing cute, right? I have decided, because my old chart fell apart so bad, that all of these charts are now being printed. When I print out charts, I print them on cardstock, so that they won't die so easily. So I have this printed on cardstock, which is really nice. So this was a PDF that I just printed. That works out really well for me. I have to print stuff so much for the shop that it's like, just print out the pattern, no big deal. It is, I don't think it actually says anywhere like what it's, the finished size is an 8x5, so really just a cute little size. Finding a frame for it might be a little difficult because 8x5 is an interesting measurement, but we'll figure something out. And yeah, it doesn't say, I was wondering if it was gonna say, what I do remember is that it was not called, they knew what count the fabric was called for, but they did not know what kind of fabric it was. They didn't know what color it was. So I basically got this having almost nothing to go off of. But what I got, this is a 28 count Ren Cashel linen by Picture This Plus. This is a 12x17. Why did I get such a big piece? I don't know. But that's what it looks like. I think it's gonna look, let me make sure that there's not like a, no, yeah, they're the same on both sides. I think that's gonna look really good. And let me show you the floss up against it. Because I have, all of it was just called for in DMC, so I just got the called for. There are only like 10 colors, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 colors. So it was really, really kind of cheap and easy to kit up. Oh, I think I know why. I think I might have gotten that size because the other size was too small, that it was like an 8x12 or whatever. And I was like, ooh, 8 on 8, yeah, no. But I guess I could, I don't know, bro. This is what I got, 12x17. It's probably gonna be, it's definitely gonna be too big, but like, who cares? And then, let's see if I can, this is the floss. I think that's gonna look really good. I don't really see any colors that I think are gonna inherently blend in, because this is quite yellow, it doesn't blend in, and then this is quite beige, it doesn't blend in either. Let me show you those two because the rest of them are like no-brainers. These are the only two that I was like, maybe those would blend in. Nah, I think you'll be able to see that. I think you'll be able to see that just fine. So, very excited about that. 28 count instead of 32, so it might be a little bit easier to see. Yeah, maybe a tiny bit. Yeah, I'm excited about this. I could have just held it like the easier way, right? No, I had to make it hard on myself. But as you guys know, I kit them up in the bags. I order almost everything from 123 Stitch, so I kit them up in the bags that they literally come in. This is how they get kitted and stored, and then when I'm ready to, I guess, officially kit them up and put them in my Floss Buddy, then they go in my Floss Buddy. But this is the bag that the fabric comes in from 123 Stitch. And it always comes in these giant plastic bags, and so that's just how I keep them. I put the pattern and everything in there. So, that's Witchcrafts. Yeah, that's gonna be done at some point. I don't know when, but like, how freaking exciting, right? I was very excited about it. Just put it back in its bag. And it's a Picture This Plus. If I didn't say that, I think I did, but I love Picture This Plus. A lot of this fabric you will see is from Picture This Plus. Yeah, I don't know. I just apparently really like it. And that's how it's kitted up. And it stays stored like this until I'm ready to work on it. I think it works out really, really well. And if not, you could just use like a gallon Ziploc bag or whatever. I bet that would fit too. Yeah, easy. So that's the first one that came in the mail. The second one that came in the mail, which you also saw on my Instagram story, which was a huge purchase for me, was Bellatrix by Filipina. If you have heard me talk about this, you know that this is probably my favorite cross-stitch kit that I have ever come across in all of cross-stitch. Here's a better look. Yeah. Don't you want to be her? Because I do. I want to be her. Yeah. This was the package that the pattern came in. I got everything off of 123 Stitch. Yeah, it's amazing. It was, let's see. This whole purchase was quite expensive. It has the whole pattern in here. It's split up onto multiple pages and stuff, but it's just printed on regular paper, so I have to be careful with it. And then this is the fabric that I got it on because it called for, no, is this what it called for? No, it's not. So it was called for on a 14 count Aida, just like this, because that's what this is 14 count Aida. But it was called on a color called Cobblestone, and 123 Stitch didn't have that. So I got this one that's called Dapple. It's 14 count Dapple Aida by Picture This Plus. And like, yeah, Picture This Plus with your soft Aida, way to go. This is a 17 by 25 piece of fabric. This is going to be, I don't know. It's 185 tall by 300 stitches wide. So it's a pretty big piece. But yeah, so I'll show you the whole piece unfolded. It has it's large, okay? It has a little bit of modeling, as you can see, not a ton though. And it's probably a little bit lighter than what it is called for on, but I think it's gonna look really good. It's huge, absolutely gigantic. But yeah, I'm really excited. This Aida is so soft. And I just think it's really pretty. I just really like that. Yeah, I like that a lot. And the Aida is so soft. I've never worked on 14 count Aida, only 18 count Aida, but like, it's gonna be exactly, like it looks exactly the same. I can barely tell at least, with stitch count, like the size difference. They all look, besides like, I'll show you 40 count in a minute. Yeah, that looks small, but the rest of it, I kind of can't tell the difference. So that's the fabric that I got it on. And then this, of course, calls for a lot of floss. Anything that was, I believe there was a lot of Krynic in here. Anything that was Krynic, I did a DMC conversion. Where is that black 310 from? It has to be from this. So I'll put it back. There's a lot of 310. There's a lot of colors. I switched out all the Krynic, like I said, with DMC. And then there was one, I talked to you guys a little bit about this. There was it called for a Karen Water Lilies. Super variegated, no DMC conversion for it. So I was just gonna bite the bullet and get the silk. It was $6 for a skein. I only needed one. I was just gonna bite the bullet and do it. And I didn't get any beads. I'll probably do French knots with this as well. But they didn't have the water lilies in stock, but they had it available in watercolors. So this is what that skein looks like. This is Karen Watercolors, number 77 Royal Jewels. And this is it's a 3-ply Prima cotton, and it's 10 yards of it. So they do have instructions on the inside for how to use for needlepoint, cross stitch, and quilting. So it says, in general, you use 1 ply on your fabric. And then when working over 2 plies might be suitable. I am assuming, by looking at this, that this is a ply, right? One would think. We'll see. So we'll see how that starts stitching. Like I said, this is a 14 count Aida, so I think it will be okay. I think it will be okay. But we'll see when we start stitching. And if it doesn't work, we'll figure it out from there. This was only $4 instead of $6. So if it doesn't work, I'll just keep it in stash and use it for something else at some point. But I think it will work. I think it will work. So that's that. Yeah, very excited. Very excited. I don't know when I'm going to do this, but yeah, at some point for sure. Because like I said, it's my favorite cross-stitch pattern to have ever existed in this whole world. So, but I'm trying to focus a lot on seasonal patterns right now. Like stuff that I want to have hung up for the season at the moment. And then saving the stuff that I can do any time of the year, like that, I'm okay to do any time of the year. I'll save that for later when I don't have seasonal stitching that I want to get done. So, that's that. There's more. Don't worry, there's more. This one I'm very excited about. Very excited about. And I mentioned it, I said it wrong in the last one. This is Map of Hawk Run Hollow. Yeah! This is by, well, okay, so you heard me talk about, I call this Hawk Run Hollow, sometimes just straight up Hawk Run Hollow. Forgetting about the fact that there are like, I don't know, 10 patterns in the Hawk Run Hollow series. This is the map of it. Map of Hawk Run Hollow. And I also said the name of the designer wrong. This is Carriage House Samplings. I called it Cottage House Samplings or something. Yeah, no, Carriage House Samplings is what this is from. I got everything off of 123 Stitch. It was all called for in all silks. Whole lot of nope on that. They did provide a DMC conversion though, so I did the DMC conversion. Here's the colors for that. Yep. There weren't any beads, there weren't any anything, it was just DMC. Perfect. Done. And then, what they called for, this is the one part I'm nervous about with this, because what they called for, I didn't write it down, but I think let's see if it says, and I think I remember it, but I want to see if it says. And again, I didn't print this out, so it's just on normal paper, so I have to be careful, but... What is it called for on? Come on, tell me. Oh, here we go. It's called for on 40 count vintage autumn gold by Lakeside Linens, I believe is the dyer. 123 Stitch was out of stock, so I had to do something different, and this was what I ended up choosing. I think it's gonna be fine, but I am a little nervous. This is Picture This, of course it's Picture This Plus. This is a 40 count Sand Newcastle linen 17 by 25. Isn't that pretty though? Like if it doesn't work for this, I'll definitely use it for something else because look at how pretty that fabric is. God, I love mottled fabric. Ugh. I'm not one for like big bold colors when it comes to fabric, at least not right now. I kind of like to stick with, I mean, I like a lot of the neutrals and I like the grays and the blues. Like, yeah, I love mottled fabric. Yes, all day, every day. Yeah. Here's my concern with this though, is that I pulled out some colors and I wonder if they're going to blend in. All of the colors look just fine, except for, let me make sure I pull out the right one to show you. I showed my boyfriend and he says he thinks it's gonna look fine. Yeah, I think these were the three. There was one in particular, but these three. This one, I was really a little nervous. I think it'll show up fine though. This one, I was also a little nervous. Again, I think it'll be okay though, because it's light enough. Tell me what you guys think. Do you think this is gonna look okay, or do you think that this is gonna blend in and I need to get a new piece and just keep this piece in stash? What do you guys think? Yeah, I don't know. Do I need to get something darker? I don't know. I think it's gonna look okay. My boyfriend says he thinks it's gonna look okay, but I don't know. So, but that's that. And either way, I'm keeping this fabric because I absolutely love it. I think that is such a good neutral. I think you could do so many patterns on this. Yeah, I like that a lot. And so that you can get a better look at the pattern. Yeah, this thing is big, okay? 40 count linen. And stitched on 40 count, it is 13 by 12 and a fourth. So 13 inches by 12 inches. That's decently big, but that's gonna be awesome, and I'm gonna hang it up on my wall. And again, this is not something immediate because it is not seasonal stitching. So this will happen at some point. Very excited about it though. Will go on my wall. Yes, yes, yes. I'll just get a frame for it and hang it up like normal. There are most of my stuff, I'm like, yeah, I'll just frame it. And there are some stuff that I have specific plans for that I want to try to finish it differently. But for the most part, I'll just frame them and put them somewhere. Yeah. Yeah. So, that is Map of Hakron Hollow by Carriage House Samplings. Yeah, love that. Okay, next, because there's more, of course. My 2 purchases from Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery showed up. Yeah, I guess let's start with this one. This is Winter Carriage Ride by Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. Isn't it so cute? You guys saw this picture last time. You know that I'm doing a conversion to make these 2 little people look like Perry and I. So I ordered a floss for his hair, and then I ordered a floss for my skin and my hair. Yeah. So, and okay, hold on. So, I had to do a lot of sorting because I ordered the other one at the same time. It all came on the same, because you can't just like, they do not have these on 123 Stitch. These were ordered from the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery's website, and then I printed them out myself, hence why they're on cardstock. And then I did the conversion. I wrote it down on one of these papers. Yeah, I just wrote my own little conversion on there. I ended up having to change both of our skin tones, but I'll talk about that in a minute. And then that's the pattern. And then I had to go to 123 Stitch and buy all the stuff for it. So because I bought both of the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery patterns at once, I bought all the floss at once, so it was all mixed together in a bag. So I had to sort them out, and it was a big brouhaha. But here's what I decided on for, okay, hold on. Here are the colors. This one's from Stash. These are all the rest that I ordered. Really pretty colors. I really like that. And then here's what I decided for the conversion. Hold on, let me get this. Okay, so this one that I ordered for his hair looked, it's so hard to like, to do that online, to just like pick out a hair conversion, skin conversion online. I used a chart to try to help me. Yeah, no, it didn't. His hair color was weird. So I put that in Stash and picked out a new hair color for him. I put that in my stash, and then I pulled this from my stash. This is the color that I'm gonna use for his hair. I didn't have anything that perfectly matched it, but this was as close as we got. And his hair is it's not that dark. It's probably more like a dirty blonde, virgin brown. It's very dirty blonde. So we did that for his hair. That's what the conversion is going to. And then for his skin, I ended up using what was called for, or no, that was, hold on. This was what I ordered for my skin, and then ended up using it for his skin. Yes, that's the color I picked for his skin. My hair, I picked this color. Not quite, but close enough, honestly. I don't feel like dealing with it. Because the bottom of my hair is, it fits closer to the bottom of my hair than it does to my root. My hair is 2 different colors, so it was really hard. So I just kind of picked somewhere in the middle and called it good enough. And then my skin was what I had originally picked out for his skin, and then realized that this one was pinker than the other one, and my skin is pinker than his, and so I flip-flopped them. This is what's called for his skin, but this is what I'm using for my skin. Yeah, pretty close. And if in a perfect world, so these are our 2 skin colors next to each other, and this is his, the yellower one, and mine is the pinker one. In a perfect world, I would make him darker because he is much tanner than that, but no, close enough. It was so much trouble going through all of that like, it's close enough. But that's what we're doing with that. And then I made a bit of mistake when it came with the fabric. It worked out really well with this piece, not so much with the other one that I'm going to show you, but I'll talk about that when I talk about the other piece. It was called for on, picture this, plus 28 count oaken cashel linen. So that's what I ordered, not realizing that the first one that popped up on 123 Stitch was the crystal oaken cashel linen. And I apparently just breezed over the word crystal and heard oaken cashel linen and hit checkout. So this piece of fabric, this is oaken. This is what oaken looks like. But do you see the green sparklies? It's gorgeous, right? And thankfully, that's not what's called for though. But thankfully, because of the greens and the blues and the stuff in this pattern, I think it's gonna look really good with this. Do you see that sparkle? I love it. I think it's gonna look really good. So I'm keeping it. And then I'll talk about with the other piece. It's a little more complicated than that. But I was like, oh, actually, this works really well. Sweet. So that's what this is. It's 28 count crystal oaken cashel linen in an 8x12. This was a whole $5. Yeah, because it's such a small piece that like, and that will absolutely fit it. Here's what I was talking about in terms of when I talked in the last video about cutting off the bottom few pieces. I was talking about possibly not stitching that and just having it be this little blue stripe on the bottom up and just taking out that part. I haven't completely decided yet, but let me know what you guys think, because I almost feel like part of me wants to do it, and then part of me is like, it's so unnecessary. Like, it looks really cute just like that, and then it might fit easier in the frame and might look better on the mantle. I don't know. Y'all let me know what you think about that, because I haven't fully decided that yet. That is one of the ones that is on the short list to be done because I want it on the mantle for Christmas. So that's on the short list of it's going to happen pretty soon. Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery, winter carriage ride. Yeah, very cute. Love this. I love the mugs at the top and the, yeah, definitely keeping that. But the bottom, I haven't decided on yet. So that's that. All of that is in here. And then my second Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery purchase, this is also my plan. This is the kit that I'm going to be doing next after Raven is done. This is Happy Thanksgiving by Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. Yeah, let me take out the pattern so I can show you better. Yeah, look at that. Look at how effing cute that is. Look at that turkey. Can you not with the turkey? And then the little pies at the bottom and the lettering. I love the lettering and just, oh my God, I love everything about this piece. I think it's going to be perfect. I'm going to do it. I'm going to finish it. I'm thinking of doing a canvas finish with it. So I'm going to staple it to a canvas so that it'll stand up by itself, and then maybe put it on our dining table or put it somewhere. Probably on our dining table. I don't really know yet. But this is next on the list because Thanksgiving is the next holiday on the list, and I want this done in time for Thanksgiving. Yeah, I love this piece. It's really freaking cute. It is only it's not that large when finished. But of course I can't remember, so let me look. They give you so many instructions. Hello, does it say how big it is when it is finished? I do not see any of that information. Oh, here it is. Finished pattern size is going to be 5.9 wide by 5 tall, so almost 5 by 5. If I could find like a 6 by 6 frame for that, that would be perfect. Yeah. So here's what the problem was with this, is that this has the same crystal linen. There are 0 greens in this pattern. So having a green sparkly linen doesn't make sense to me. It probably would look fine, but it's not perfect, and I would really prefer to stitch it on the called for. So I went back on 123 Stitch and found the non-crystal, okay, the Lugana. I ordered the Lugana Oaken. It was $5. It's the same size. That's coming soon. So that's what I will be using, and this will go into my stash, and I'll use it for something else. Like, come on, it's pretty. Yeah, I'll use it for something else someday. Not a problemo at all. So that's that, and that's what I'm stitching next. Oh, let me show you all the pretty floss really quick. This is all the floss. Yeah, lots of oranges and like cranberry colors and golds. Yeah, very pretty. All of this is called for. I didn't substitute anything because there's no reason to. Yeah. Very excited to work on that. It's gonna look so 10 out of 10 cute. So 10 out of 10 cute. Okay, and then the last purchase that has arrived that I have to show you. You will have already seen this if you watched my flip through video, because that's going up before this one. So I'm obviously not going to flip through them, but I got the 2020 and 2021 Just Cross Stitch Halloween Special Collector's Editions. Like I said, 2020 and then 2021. I'm showing this with purchases, A, because I received it, and B, because I ordered stuff to stitch one of these patterns. In the 2020 edition, I showed you guys this in the flip through and told you that I wanted to stitch this. This is Happy Halloween. This is by Lee Fisher at Stitchy Fish Designs. They have this as sort of like a placemat. It's a really simple design. Red and black are the only colors. And then it is stitched on a 32 count pumpkin linen by Weeks Dye Works. Yeah, and I saw that and went, oh, I want to hang that on our door for Halloween. Because I already have the colors, I already have the pattern. All I would need to buy is fabric and then stitch it, and then voila. So I did. I went on 123 Stitch and I ordered 32 count pumpkin linen by Weeks Dye Works. It was $5 because it's a very small piece. It is only a 4 1/4 by 6 3/4 when it's done, so 4 by 6, very small. I could fit it on an 8 by 12 fabric easily. They had it stitched on like this huge 11 by 13 piece of fabric. Like, no, I didn't need it that big. So, I got the 8 by 12. Yeah, it's gonna look real good. That's gonna look real good. Yeah. And then I think I'm gonna do that after the Happy Thanksgiving because I wanna have this on the door in time for Halloween. Yeah. I'm either gonna hang it on our door or I'm gonna hang it near our front door, like somewhere in the house like that. I really would like to hang it outside on the front door because we live in an apartment building, so it's not like the outside is still basically the inside, so it's not like it's gonna get weathered or tarnished or anything, but I don't exactly know how I would go about hanging it on there in a way that we can remove it, since, like I said, it's an apartment. We can't like drill a hole in the door and like that's just fine. Like, no, we can't do that. So I'm thinking maybe like a command hook or something, command strip hook. I don't know how else to do it. And then I'm just probably gonna finish it on a canvas or some type of board. And then I have a bunch of twine and stuff that I'll just put a piece of twine on it, like staple a piece of twine on it and hang it that way. That's how I think I'm gonna do it. But we'll see when it actually comes and when that actually happens. But I did order the fabric for it. I already have the floss in stash. It's just red and black, easy. And I have the pattern in the Just Cross Stitch magazine. So heck yeah, I'm working on that. And then here are the orders that I have not received. I slowed down a lot on orders this week. But I did order 2 out of the 3 that I told you I was going to last week. The very first one is Raven Queen. I did it. I ordered her, I bit the bullet, and I did it. It comes with all the Karen water lilies, so all the silks that are called for. I'm pretty sure I substituted the Krynics because they were out of stock, or I might have just kept them. and there are no beads. So I'll be doing French knots or something for the beads because there were like a jillion bead packs and I was not doing that. Yeah, this is another one. This and Bellatrix are probably like hugely high on my list in terms of my favorite cross stitch. And I've seen this partially stitched up and it is so stunning and so huge. Yes, it's huge. And then I ordered it on, it was called for on 32 count touch of gray linen. 123 Stitch didn't have that. So I just subbed it for 32 count pearl gray Belfast linen. And I ordered an 18 by 27 for the size. I think it's gonna look real good. I think it's gonna look really, really good. And then of course, all the DMC floss as well. So that has been shipped. It is on its way. I do not know when it will be here soon. And then the second one that I ordered, this is also a little higher on the priority list because it is a seasonal stitch that I want to get out. This is Tiny Modernist Christmas Stitch Along. This was like their 2020 Stitch Along or something. It was a few years ago. They have the full pattern on their Etsy. And so I went and just ordered the full pattern off of Etsy and then went to 123 Stitch and ordered everything. It is called for on a 32 count Dove Gray linen. Again, 123 Stitch didn't have that, so flip the picture. I ordered it on 32 count Graceful Gray linen, and I didn't write down what size I ordered it in, but it's fine. I ordered it on big enough to fit. That's what I ordered it on. So that's that. And that, again, is more prominent at the front of my mind in terms of stitching because it is a seasonal stitch that I want to have up in time for Christmas. That's it. And my plans next are Thanksgiving. That's what I have written down at the end of the list. Happy Thanksgiving is my plan for next after we finish the beauty herself, Raven. That's it, y'all. We did it. We've got to finish. We've got a whip. We've got about 7 billion orders. And we have plans for what to do after this. So hopefully in the next couple of weeks, she'll be done. And I'm gonna hang her on my wall. And I already have a spot set up for her. I've already told my boyfriend this is where she's going. You can suck it. No, he was fine with it. But if he had said anything, I would have told him he could suck it. But he didn't care. He was like, yeah, cool, that would be a good spot. It's going right there. I know you can't see it, but it's going right there. Yeah, that is it for today's video, you guys. Hopefully my batteries for my camera are charged now so that I can do that assignment real quick. I don't know what time it is, but those assignments are getting done real quick so that hopefully everything is done before therapy and I can just come back and relax afterwards because therapy has been a little hard for me lately. We've been doing a lot. We've realized that a lot of my anxiety is trauma-based, and so we're going back to those traumas and working through them, and that's very difficult for me. So obviously it's very difficult. It would be for anybody. So it's like I have been trying to get everything that I need done on Wednesday that needs to get done on Wednesday. I'm trying to get everything done before therapy. That way I can just sort of stitch and relax after therapy to give myself that break after a hard session. So that's it, you guys. That's all I got for you today. I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope you had a good time looking at all the things with me. I am so excited. I'm so excited about literally everything I got. So that is it for today's video, you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you haven't already watched my flip through of both of these, go ahead and check that out as the video before this one. And you can see those because that was it was a much longer video than I expected. It took an hour for me to flip through both of those, but it was a ton of fun. So if you are interested in seeing that, it's the video before this. It was a ton of fun and I found a lot of stuff that I want to stitch. So heck yeah, awesome. That is that. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. I love you so much. Have a great week. Get a lot of stitching done. Let me know what you're working on in the comments down below. And I love you all. Bye.